Fuck it.
YouTube over here. We live on YouTube.
Beautiful, beautiful. Peace, kings and queens. Hosh Weeks live and direct here in Newport News from the Martin Luther King Plaza. This is another episode of Bread Talks, where you already know where that bread talks. So I came out here to the Martin Luther King Plaza for a specific reason, right? We had all of this insurrections yesterday, right? Is what they really were. We have them labeled and trended on Twitter right now as Capitol riots, you know. But the truth is these was insurrections. You know, we have a process of doing things in this country, and sometimes people in this country take things into their own hands. Bottom line is that's the way this country has operated since this country came about. The Boston Tea Party, insurrection. You know, nothing is any different than from then to now. And when people have had it, when they get fed up and they don't believe that your government officials are doing what they need to do, then they're gonna take matters into their own hand, and that's what you saw yesterday. And that's always gonna be the way of this country. We had this First Amendment that allows people to say whatever they believe, and we had the Second Amendment that give them the guns to back that up. And as long as you got those two things happening, people are always gonna be able to take things into their own hands. This isn't the first time that government buildings have been stormed in efforts to remove government officials. Right after Reconstruction, that happened in black towns all across the world, all across America, I should say. That happened right here in Newport News. In Newport News, in 1896, prior to the shipyard coming and starting right over there, right across that bridge, prior to Collis P. Huntington bringing that shipyard here, there was a black commissioner of revenue, there was a black Commonwealth attorney for the township that eventually became known as Newport News. As soon as that money showed up, as soon as the capital showed up, that's when the riots started. And they removed those black city officials from the seats. They didn't just do that here in Newport News. There's a much more famous story about it happening in Wilmington, North Carolina around the same time. Yeah. And it happened all across the United States in that Reconstruction area. So this is a post-Civil War society in which black people all across the country have began to start taking their freedom, using their freedom to use the voting rights and things like that that came along with their freedom to start their economic lifestyle. And as soon as that economic lifestyle reached a certain level of potential, then the Capitol started riots. And so we went up there yesterday and we saw these Capitol riots. We saw people climbing buildings. We saw this charge on Washington. So I came out here to show y'all Martin Luther King, right? He's known for this March on Washington. But the truth is, way before Twitter happened, the March on Washington was supposed to be a riot, okay? This was a whole underground movement where people were tired and they were going to storm Washington on a given date. Once the federal government heard about this, they asked people like Martin Luther King and other civil rights leaders to get involved and to take some ownership of that so that it could be more organized, so that it could be more strategic, so that they didn't have all of these black people running up in the Capitol building, doing Capitol riots. Ladies and gentlemen, this ain't nothing new. This is chickens coming home to roost. It doesn't matter who you are, black, white, indifferent. If you are poor and fed up, you feeling like you're being trampled upon, and you're an American, you're gonna take things into your own hands. You know, one of the beautiful things about America is that we have the right and responsibility to do that from time to time. The 25th Amendment is what people are trying to get to be invoked right now, which basically would allow Mike Pence to take matters into his own hand and remove Donald Trump from office. So we have these measures even built into our legal system. But the truth is our legal system, the United States government document, is designed to be slow. It's designed to take into consideration as much as it can and to slow down the populace from moving super quickly. But the bottom line is the populace always has within its ability that momentum, that force to move, and we saw that yesterday. And so Capitol riots we will always see as long as we have this separation between haves and have-nots. That's what the truth is, right? Y'all are saying Capitol riots with an O. I'm saying Capitol riots with an A. Money riots. Money is what starts it all. So we're down here in this impoverished neighborhood where construction is going on all around us. Why? Because there's money coming down here. And so that's what's going to riot. But if you don't have the power, how much can you riot, right? And so that's the main difference, right? If you don't come with power, inherent power, you can't riot. But the only thing, only thing that comes with inherent power, right? I'm not talking about nothing crazy like white privilege. Inherent power is in the dollar. Inherent power is found in that magical green note that we all hold. And that inherent power is what we need to use to do our riots. We need to use our capital to coalesce, to bring together so that we can buy up our neighborhoods before anybody else does. And so that we can take ownership over the places that we live. And so that we can make the changes necessary in our communities. And so that's what we're here to do today. So y'all know me, man. So a lot of y'all that's familiar with me, right? Y'all know I'm all about that bread. I'm all about that capital bread talks. That's the name of the show. Y'all may know, you may not know, that we have a real estate investment firm that's ready to launch right now. So if you're a Virginia resident, I need you to go to ungentrified.com and sign up. A lot of y'all heard me say this last year. I was moving real fast last year, right? My business partner told me to slow down, let's take our time, let's walk it out. We've walked it out, we're ready to go. So if you signed up last year, I need you to go back and sign up again, right? We updated the website, it's even more information up there, it's even more beautiful. So right now I'm charging you, it's January 7th, right? We 7 days into this 2021. And we are going to take over 2021, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't the first Capitol riot that's gonna happen. We're gonna raise this capital, we're gonna change the places in which we live. We're gonna start right here in Virginia. You know why Virginia? Because where else would you start? This is the birthplace of this place. This is the birthplace of the newest form of Western capitalism, industrial capitalism. We're fighting against that. We are going to change it into community capitalism, here where industrial capitalism started. We got a guest coming in February, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the first to be able to tell y'all this, and I'm super excited. I'd have been excited all morning. On February 13th, mark your calendars, from 2 to 8 at the Gladiator School, the GSB, here in Newport News, up there on Ward Boulevard, a stone's throw from where we're standing right now. Dr. Umar Johnson, you heard it right, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Umar Johnson is coming here to Newport News. Why? Because he gets it. He knows this is the birthplace. This is where it started. This is our blood, ladies and gentlemen. This is in us. This in Ayers, this in Chips, this is in Hosh. This is where we from. This is our dirt. This is our soil. This is our turf. So it's tribe shit. And we're going to get that. Stick with us. Bread Talks.
Peace.